So here we are attempting to make our own remote bottle opener that they get anywheres up to $300 for a kit. I came up with this idea. I had a couple scrap doors out back from cars I was working on. So here we have a power window motor, just the bracket and the whole assembly. And we also took the wire harness, the whole harness that goes all the way to the plug with our switch. Basically all we need to do, this is going to act as our circuit, so that was the hard part. So if you look on here, there's several wires, but the one we're looking for is a little bit thicker gauge, closer to the size of these wires. So if you trace back on your harness, it might be a little different depending on what it came out of. This is out of a Chevy Trailblazer. So we have a thicker black, thicker orange that run into here. That's what's supplying the power to our switch circuit. And then if you trace back, you can see there's smaller wires in here also. So you have to just figure out which one it is. You can just basically hook it to a battery like this. And in my case, I found that the green wire, solid green, went back into your switch. And basically it will activate the switch to allow power through it. And then you have a circuit that, my wire fell off. So now we have open, close, open, close. And you can just operate off the switch. So basically what we'll do is this will just go to your ground on your battery. This will get hooked to like a 20 or a 30 amp fuse link to your battery. And then our green wire, because it won't work unless you got the green wire to power. So this will act as like a switch. So if you want to run it to a fuse that turns on only with the ignition switch, 20 amp or bigger, you should be safe. Or just put it on a toggle just so that you can kill power to it. That way there's no current that's going to drain it unless you want to use it. So then the next thing would be to figure out is using our adapter fitting that, part of the window regulator, which slides on like that. And then we've got some grooves in here and we've got some holes in here. So what we're going to do is basically make some pegs or some ears that can go onto here that will still have resistance, and without putting limit switches on here. When you hit that button, if you don't stop it, on time, it's gonna turn the bottle until it can't turn it no more. And these are really low voltage motors, so it pretty much has enough, the bottle is tight enough to where it would just burn, it would just stop. It wouldn't like overturn your bottle, I don't think. But as long as you make your fitting adapter, somewhat resistible to where if it got too tight and you didn't let off the trigger fast enough and you don't have limit switches installed to be able to make that stop at a certain point, then basically what would happen is if the motor could overpower your valve, it would just slip over top of one of these knobs rather than like trying to force your bottle and strip it out. So, because it really takes very little pressure to turn the bottle on and off. So that's what we're gonna attempt.